Lauren Boebert is the Secretary of Education? For what? Why did he do that? I mean, I figured she might be something like Deputy Secretary of Dumbassery with Marjorie's Taters Green, something like that, but not Secretary of Education. That woman didn't even get her GED until just before she became a congresswoman somehow. And I doubt she could even pass that test right now if you sat down with her and watched her take it. That don't make no sense, y'all. I mean, it makes about as much sense as appointing somebody the head of the CDC that don't believe in science or medicine, But he did that too. Well, it would make about as much sense as putting somebody over the Department of Homeland Security that don't know how to Homeland Security but knows how to shoot a puppy in the face. But he did that too, though. Well, it would make about as much sense as putting somebody over the Department of Defense that was a Fox News host and don't know anything about management. But he did that too. Let's see. It would make about as much sense as making somebody head of the Department of National Intelligence that is a Russian agent. Oh, but he did that too. Well, then it would make about as much sense as making somebody Attorney General that was trafficking children. But he did that too. I think we see a pattern here, y'all. Either he's real dumb, or he's doing it on purpose, or he's trying to surround himself with his cabinet a bunch of people that don't know what they're doing. That way they can't tell him he can't do certain things. That could be it too. Almost like he's trying to make his cabinet impotent so that he can make himself some sort of dictator. But you know what? I wouldn't think that if it wasn't for the fact that he went to Congress on the other day whenever he went to Washington, D.C., and he told the Congress they need to figure out a way to install him for another 4 years after this 4 years. And now, I seem to recall a bunch of people telling us that he wanted to be a dictator. And I seem to recall Donald Trump saying, yeah, I'm going to be a dictator on day one. And everybody's saying, oh, he don't mean that. No, he don't mean that at all. He really didn't mean that. Well, thing is, something else I noticed is that there's a bunch of MAGA out there that's got buyer's remorse already, that decided, you know what I'm going to do after I casted my vote? I'm going to get on the Google machine there, and I'm going to start looking up what are tariffs? Do tariffs cause inflation? All that stuff. And probably even on the DuckDuckGoes. I don't even think anybody searched how many searches have been on the DuckDuckGoes for that information. Hey, you probably should have looked at all that before you casted your vote. I know hindsight's 20/20, especially when you got a Google machine to look up some hindsights. You should have had some foresight is what you should have used, a little bit of foresight, but you couldn't make yourself do that, see, because of your own pride and your own ego, because you had Democrats saying, hey, these tariffs are going to destroy the economy and probably put you out of work and cause things to be really, really, really expensive. But you didn't want to hear that, right? But yeah, since people are now looking for that information, and can I change my vote is another top search. Hey, look, the answer to that is no, you cannot change your vote. But you know what you can do? You can change your mind. You can change your mind, and you can admit that you was wrong about it, and then move forward there because what Donald Trump is showing everybody is that he does intend to try to make himself a dictator in everything that he's doing right now. He's making it real clear. And he's not just making it clear to the American people, he's making it clear to real serious people in real serious places that knows what that means for their bottom line and what it means for this country. And these people do not want Donald Trump in the White House at all. Now, if you were somebody who believed that Mike Pence had every right to not certify that election, if you agreed with all those people that were out there smearing doo-doo on the walls of Congress and busting windows out and beating up cops and erecting a gallows there on the lawn of the Capitol building and saying hang Mike Pence because he wouldn't do the right thing and not certify that election, then you also agree that Kamala Harris has the same right to not certify that election, don't you? Don't you? Put it in my comments. Inmate Trump.